Sod Talk is presented by AgPro. Welcome to Sod Talk, part of the Sod Cemetery tradition. The Sod Cemetery is in its 61st season, celebrating great Seminole wins, on the road, against the crowd, and against the odds. On game day, when you're near Doak Campbell, come by the cemetery and push the button. You'll hear from legendary Seminole stars on how they brought back the sod.
Greg Jones came to FSU in 2000 from Beaufort, South Carolina, as one of the most highly sought-after linebackers and running backs in the nation. His powerful runs were often against the toughest of opponents. He had a 10-year NFL career in the backfield for the Jacksonville Jaguars, and his Seminole highlights will always be legendary. Seminole Super Bowl All-American Corey Simon is with Greg Jones. Hello, Corey.
Hello, Doug, and welcome everybody to Sod Talk. So let's jump right into this conversation. Tell me, how does a kid from Beaufort, South Carolina make his way to Tallahassee?
Florida State was on a good run, winning 10-plus games every season, being the national championship conversation. The attitude that they brought on the field, just watching that growing up, and, just always wanted to be a part of that.
I know Seminole fans are glad that you made that choice. So when you got to Florida State, there was a lot of talk of you playing running back or being a linebacker. How was the decision made for you to be an RB?
Coach Sexton always told me when he started recruiting me that he was recruiting me to play running back. So I remember one day, I fumbled a couple times in practice, and Coach Sexton was like, "Man, son, I'm telling you, fumble again, I'm moving your butt over the linebacker." So I think that's all it took, man. A little motivation from Coach Sexton. And as you know, Coach Sexton can be a little fiery.
Explain your running style.
Took advantage of what God gave me with my size and strength, and just, I love contact, I love football. Florida State was known for smaller back, faster, guys that can make you miss with quickness. So I wanted to set myself apart from everybody else, be different, bring something different to the table. Even though we all were in competition with each other, I always wanted to be a little bit different from them.
So with all of that speed and size and all of the talent that we had on the defensive side of the ball back then, what was practice like?
So competitive. I think people don't understand how competitive our practices were during that time. It was so competitive. Once we got to Saturday, it was easy. But once you get in those between those white lines, or once you walk through that tunnel under Pensacola Street, you already know it's us against them.
Those were always big games for you. Back in 01 and 02, you had over 320 yards against Clemson. What did that feel like every time you stepped out on the field to play against your home state school?
For me, that game was like Miami in Florida. It was a hometown team. I always have a lot of people come there for the games, a lot of tickets. So I always want to be on the better side of that rivalry.
Well, we're going to talk about one play in particular. It was a touchdown run. On the left side, 8 players tried to bring you down. What do you remember about that play?
And I was thinking, when you're playing, you just get in that zone, you get tunnel vision. I was just trying to get to the end zone, Corey, honestly, man. And it was just, I was just in the zone, man, honestly.
I know this is the play that forevermore will be on every Seminole highlight from here for eternity. The play against Dexter Reed at North Carolina. When I got to Indianapolis, Dexter Reed came up to me when I was sitting in my locker, and he introduced himself. He said, "I'm the guy that Greg Jones ran over against Florida State." So talk to me about that play where Greg Jones baptized Dexter Reed.
That was my senior year. I think it was the first game of the season. But luckily for him, I think I could have got a little bit further, or maybe even scored, but I think it made it was a heck of a moment.
So you leave Florida State and you go over to Jacksonville. 10-year NFL career, but 9 in Jacksonville, which is unheard of to be able to stay that long and on one particular team. How'd you make that home?
Having the same coach for a number of years, staying out of trouble, just being a good person and treating everybody in the building the right way. Jacksonville for me was kind of in the middle. It was 2.5 hours to Beaufort, South Carolina, and 2.5, 3 hours to Tallahassee. So it was a sweet spot for me.
Tell me about playing for Coach Bowden.
Coach Bowden, he was a great man. If you do the right thing and you're a good football player, he's not gonna have no trouble with you. So just as long as you're doing the right thing and giving 100%, you'll be fine with him. And that's how I took it.
What did it feel like? You left Florida State, one of the top running backs of all times, and then you get to Jacksonville and they move you to fullback. What did that feel like?
I had another injury going into my third year. The coaches saw me working hard and saw my progression. They was like, we think in order for you to get on the field faster, we think, it'll be best if we move you to fullback. They did that. They brought in a running back coach that taught me the position, how to block. I was a better athlete, honestly.
Hats off to you, my friend. So final question. What does it mean to be a Seminole?
It means a lot, man. The temperament, the mentality of the whole program, the foundation that, guys like you have set for me. And that's how I kind of took it as. I'm going to give it 100% till I can't no more. Just give it 100%.
Well, Greg, I just want to thank you for being our Sod Talk legend. As long as there are Florida State highlights, number 6 will always be a part of them. It's great to see you again, and I really appreciate you joining us.
You have a good one, man, and hopefully I'll see you next weekend when I come in town to watch Miami.
Looking forward to it, man. Looking forward to it. Good to see you.
This episode of Sod Talk was presented by AgPro.